Attention ASRM Today listeners, are you ready for the event of the year? Register now for the ASRM 2023 Scientific Congress and Expo, the premier conference for reproductive medicine happening in New Orleans, Louisiana, October the 14th through the 18th. Get ready to immerse yourself in cutting-edge scientific sessions, engaging workshops, and once-a-year networking opportunities. Discover the latest breakthrough in reproductive science, exchange ideas with industry leaders, and expand your clinical knowledge. With over 200 expert speakers and hundreds of exhibitors showcasing the latest advancements in reproductive technology, this is the event you cannot afford to miss. Mark your calendar and register now for ASRM 2023 New Orleans by visiting www.asrmcongress.org. On with the show.
Welcome to ASRM Today, a podcast that takes a deeper dive into the current topics in reproductive medicine.
I'm Jeffrey Hayes, and today on the show, we're getting up to date on the Fibroids Special Interest Group of ASRM. Joining us is Dr. Elizabeth Pritts, who is the chair of the Special Interest Group and is medical director at the Wisconsin Fertility Institute. Dr. Pritts, welcome to ASRM Today.
Thank you so much. Glad to be here.
So, as always with first-time guests on the show, I always ask this question: How did you come to be interested or to be in reproductive medicine?
Yeah, it was an accident, actually. I was finishing my residency at Yale and wasn't really sure where I wanted to go, but I liked surgery and I loved caring for couples that were working in a very sensitive area. I like working with couples and holding them up during these really tense and difficult times. And so I fell into REI just by accident. Interestingly, I ended up having infertility about 8 years after I completed my fellowship. So I'm not just the president of the Hair Club for Men, I'm a member. So, yeah.
And of course, fibroids such an awful, thing that can happen. So I want to ask you, what is this special interest group currently working on?
Yeah, so we're working on a couple of things. I was the author of one of the very first fibroids and infertility papers. I did it as a fellow. Since that time, there have been multiple iterations of these meta-analyses. Right now, I'm working with several members of the group. We're looking at size of fibroids and number of fibroids and infertility outcomes. So that should be out by November. The special interest group also, there are 57 of us, but wow, what an active community this is. A couple of the members are putting together a multi-center trial, potentially looking at surgery versus medical treatment for fibroids in women who are still interested in infertility. And then also for 2024, our group is trying to put together a postgraduate course, again, fibroids and infertility and special interests in that regard as well. So it's really exciting. And I don't think I've ever been in a special interest group that has been this interested in participating. It's pretty exciting right now.
Well, it never hurts either when, like-minded people can get together and work towards a goal of something. Are there any plans for the special interest group or anything of interest that the group would like to point out for the upcoming ASRM 2023 in New Orleans?
Yeah, we don't really have much. We had a couple of years back, we were less of an active group, and we did put together a prize paper from the Fibroid Special Interest Group. So we'll be presenting that for the first time. I'm pretty excited about that. But this year really has been the jumping off point of us getting really involved and really actively participating. It's pretty good.
Outside of contacting us directly at ASRM at asrm.org, if people have questions about the Fibroid Special Interest Group, is there any other ways that people can get in touch?
Well, yeah, they can reach out to me directly, and I'm at epritts at wisconsinfertility.com. You can also reach me through the ASRM, and my presidency will end at the meeting. So this will be the end of my year as president, but we love having people on board working with us. It's been it's really fun when you have a lot of people who really want to work together. So come on, join us. We're having a great time.
Yes, seek, as always at the meeting, seek someone out, and you can find them, and it's not too tough. If you have questions for us, and as always, we'll post email links and whatnot in our show notes for people to click on. They'll be able for them to easily access that. Again, you can ask us more direct questions, asrm@asrm.org. If you would, please subscribe, rate, and download the show on iTunes, Google, or wherever you get your podcasting needs done. Dr. Pritts, again, I know you're extremely busy. Thank you so much for being able to be on the show today.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your hard work.
And I'm Jeffrey Hayes, and this is ASRM Today.
This concludes this episode of ASRM Today. For show notes, author information, and discussions, go to asrmtoday.org. This material is copyrighted by the American Society for Reproductive Medicine and may not be reproduced or used without express consent from ASRM. ASRM Today series podcasts are supported in part by the ASRM Corporate Member Council.
The information and opinions expressed in this podcast do not necessarily reflect those of ASRM and its affiliates. These are provided as a source of general information and are not a substitute for consultation with a physician.